Shalom. First of all, I'd like to start by giving all praises and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, and salutations to the Archeum doing this work in sincerity and in truth. Once again, coming back at you with another quick video. My name is Mark Kwam. Start by reading Daniel's 2 and 41 to 42, but I'm going to just quickly read 42. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. This is the revelation of the different kingdoms which were going to be succeed the Babylonian kingdom. All right, and in the 42nd verse is talking about the EU, which is going to be partly strong and partly weak, these European nations. And pretty much you can see by the whole Brexit issue that weak part of the EU is Great Britain, and you're starting to see division following this exiting of the EU. Pretty much Britain is split with a decision of staying and remaining as a part of the EU, and also leaving the EU. Now there's been so much surrounding the issue. Today we're going to look at a bit of division surrounding, actually that's a separate video. So what we're going to be covering today is this article which you now see on the BBC. No deal Brexit would push UK debt to a 50-year high, says think tank. Alright, let's read into it. It says, the think tank said borrowing was likely to rise to 100 billion and total debt would soar to 90% of national income. All right, which is sky high. So pretty much everybody's in a situation of borrowing and spending without certainty of paying it back. Okay, every pound follows an interest, and most people are struggling to find jobs and maintain jobs, as a lot of these high street companies are closing or foreclosing and not seeing it, doesn't make, or going bankrupt, and they can't foresee the future of their businesses profiting anymore. All right, most people are struggling to stay above water, so to speak. All right, and with that invites a lot of civil unrest and uprising of the people, man. And people are going to end up doing one thing, which is protesting, which those protests evidently will only turn into uprising of the people, you know, and people basically fighting against one another in the streets, which, if it goes on, or it's predicted to be so bad as the Brexit issue is, then we can expect with the dire situation of poverty in the UK, you know, with the debt and the future of British national citizens' futures, you know, looming and looking, you know, quite low. You know what I mean? Their futures ain't looking ain't looking good. So with that, people are gonna just, especially the young people, they're gonna start rioting, and you can only predict that they anticipate the hooligan behavior, you know, by the police. So they're gonna have to, at some point, implement what's it called, martial law. You know, and there's protocols for dealing with, you know, antisocial behavior and you know, terrorism and so forth, man. Domestic terrorism. You know, because these are Edomites, these so-called white people, are getting fed up with pretty much the influx of people that ain't of British national descent, man. Alright, foreigners, and they're taking it out through domestic terrorism. All right, and there's articles on how much that has grown in the UK. So anyway, like I said, man, you know, the 50-year high UK debt increase is only going to lead to more civil unrest, and people are going to start getting fed up with it and take to the streets, man, which is all in fulfillment of prophecy, man. All right, with the uprising of the people, you know, and people not, you know, second Esdras as well, you know, people not regarding their kings nor princes, man. Let's see if I can get that real quick. Let's go. This is second Esdras 15 and 16. Yeah, second Esdras 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Alright? So people are going to start fighting. They're going to be fed up. They lost their jobs, they lost their livelihoods, their mortgages, their wives, their husbands, their families, their kids have no bright future. It's only standing to get worse. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? Because the police force ain't going to be wanting to get, you know, go to work. They're going to say, to hell with it, man, I ain't going to work. And the military is going to have to step in which they're going to have to implement martial law. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right, and that's what you call martial law. Alright, where a man hasn't got the same privileges as he once had because of restrictions by the government. For because of their pride the cities shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbour, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And we know because of the lack of bread in the UK, pretty much the food industry and all markets or industries in the UK have, you know, low prospects, because no one really truly knows after, with a deal or no deal, it still, you know, hangs in the dark basically, and no one can't predict. Well, pretty much it's predicted to go really bad, and how bad is the question. All right, let's look at this again. And pretty much spoiling of their goods, they're gonna have to steal from their neighbors. So who has, it will be taken, and who don't have will have to hunt, man. So that's some heavy, dire situation, and desperate people make desperate decisions. So it's going to be chaotic. And we've seen examples of shelves being empty over there in Venezuela, you know, rushes for food and stuff. And people in the UK are going to have a rude awakening and wake-up call when they see just how dire the situation is about to get. Also, we can see that there could be a further delay regarding the the Brexit. So when we go to Wikipedia, just to go on dates to get the information accurate, you know, the government formally announced the country's withdrawal in March 2017, starting a 2-year process that was due to conclude with the UK withdrawing on the 29th of March 2019. All right. Where were we? As the UK Parliament thrice voted against the negotiated withdrawal agreement, the deadline has been extended twice. All right, so what they planned didn't go according to plan, and it's been therefore delayed because they was trying to get a decent deal, Theresa May. That went south, and now you've got this dude, Boris Johnson, who's again for a third time is possibly seeking an extension if no agreement is reached before 19th of October 2019. So here it is, you know, the deadline has been extended twice and now it's pretty much a third time, so everyone's pissed off. So all it takes is a match, so to speak, one more issue to you know, set this thing off, man, and pretty much make the things issues that are underlining in society become that more, you know, forefront, man, because a lot of people ignore what's, you know, the reality of what's really going on in life and in the world. You know, they use debt to comfort themselves, or money to comfort themselves. They take out loans and so forth, you know, drugs, alcohol, distractions, you know, bread and circuses. But then there's only so much now that people are going to be able to ignore it, because they won't be able to afford the lifestyles that they once could afford. Alright, and things stand to get worse. So anyway, with that, hope you brothers were edified, man. Until the next video, I'ma say shalom.